Good day, folks. My name is Sean, and this is Air Photography. Today we have something a little bit different that we're taking a look at. Now, this isn't directly GoPro or drone related. It is a little bit, and we'll kind of get into that here in a minute. But this here is a power station, a portable power station. Some people refer to them as a solar generator. This allows you to power and recharge equipment when on the go and not around traditional power. These portable power stations are very important to me and how I run my YouTube channel, and we'll get into that here in a minute as well and why they're so important. I have featured a few in the past on my channel. Being a YouTuber, I actually get quite a few emails every week, different companies wanting me to feature their power station, but I usually tend to pass them just because that's not really what my YouTube channel is about. However, when I got an email about this one, it did really pique my interest and I did want to take a look at it. Currently, this is running as a Kickstarter, and it comes in at a really good price, $399. And as we talk about it a little bit more, you'll see why that is a really good price compared to some of the competition that is available currently on the market. Now, this video is not going to be over technical. I'm not an overly techie kind of person. I just like things that work and are convenient for me to use. But just a quick little rundown about some of the important specs that you do need to know. This unit here is capable of powering up to 600 watts with a peak wattage of 1200. So any device in your home or multiple devices that would take less than 600 watts can be powered. If we take a look at the top here, you can see we have an LCD screen. We have some LED lights and some different buttons up here to control some of the aspects of the power panel. We can power the unit on. Plays a nice little tune. And on this side here, we can turn the AC on and off and the DC on and off. At the back there is how we turn on the flashlight that's built into the back, and we'll take a look at that here in a minute. You can see here when we take a look at some of the power ports on it, we have a 20 watt USB-C, we have a 100 watt USB-C, we have 4 USB-A, we have 2 AC outlets, and they have different options depending on what country you live in, what kind of socket is needed. And of course here we have a DC out. We also have a DC 12 volt out there, and then we have our input. This is how we charge it up, either by a car plug, a wall plug, or you can even charge it up with solar panels. If we take a look at the back here, you can see it has a built-in flashlight, and this is something I actually really like about this unit. Most of these power stations tend to have built-in lights, but they're fixed, and if you want to move the light around, you have to carry the whole unit around, which these things can be a little heavy to carry around. With this one, however, it's a little magnetic light. So if you're camping or road tripping, you can take this light out and move it around to where you need it. The little removable magnetic light has a stand on it, so you can stand it up if you need to. It has a USB-C charging port at the top, so if you need to charge this independently, you can. Otherwise, it will recharge when mounted back in the unit. And as mentioned, when it's time to recharge it, it just goes in and is held in magnetically and will recharge. You can see at the top there on the LCD screen, it gives us a lot of information. It shows us our wattage out, our wattage in. When we turn the light on, it'll show us that as well. So as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, these solar generators or power stations are very important to me in my YouTube channel. And the reason being, I have so many devices that when I'm out need to be recharged. And I'm not always around traditional power where I can do that. We have drone batteries, controllers, 360 cameras, GoPros. All these things need to be recharged whether I'm out filming for fun or for my YouTube channel or for business. And bringing a power station along with me helps me keep everything charged up and power it up for when I need it. So there's so many great uses for them, whether you're going on a road trip, a day at the beach, camping and you're not around traditional power. You can power cooking equipment, coffee makers, your flashlights, cameras, smartphones, tablets, and laptops charged up all from one unit. You then add a solar panel to the setup and now you've got perpetual power. I'll show you the solar panel here a little bit more coming up in a minute. Now I just want to show you a quick demonstration on how well these things work. So let's start right here. I have a battery for the DJI FPV drone and I have a battery for the DJI Air 2S. We will plug them into the power generator here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the AC on. And you can see there. And you'll see here in a minute, it's now going to start charging both units. So you can see there, it's now charging both batteries simultaneously. If we take a look at the screen here right now, we are drawing 136 watts. So remember, we can charge up to 600 watts. So we can keep continuing. We can plug in more stuff here. Let's plug a controller into a USB-A port. You can see it's now charging. Let's also plug in the charging hub for the DJI Mini 2. We'll plug that into USB-A. And again, you can now see that that is charging as well. We'll take a look at the top here. You can see there we're only pulling 141 watts. We have lots of wattage to work with, so let's keep going. Now, because we're using both our AC plugs, why don't we charge something in the DC plug? Right here I have a car charger for the Mavic 2 Pro. We'll set the battery off to the side and we will plug it in. So again, we have to turn that on as well. And you'll see here in a minute that'll start charging. And there we go there, it's now charging. I've got a GoPro Max here. Let's go ahead and we'll plug that in. I've got a Hero 9 Black. Let's go ahead and plug it in. Now I've got a Hero 8 Black here. Now all the other USB ports are used, so let's plug it into a USB-C. And you'll see that start charging as well. And we still have one more USB-C port, so we could charge another device if needed. So let's take a look at our wattage here. We're only pulling 256 watts. So let's take a look at everything that's charging here simultaneously. We've got a Mavic 2 Pro battery, an Air 2S battery, the DJI FPV battery, DJI Mini 2 batteries, 2 GoPros, and the GoPro Max. So as you can see, this is a valuable tool if you're a content creator, if you have multiple devices that you need charged up, or if you're a person who just likes to spend a lot of time outdoors but still needs some portable power to keep some of your devices connected. Let's take a look at some of the stats here and what it can charge. It says here it can charge an iPhone 12 50 times. It can do a MacBook Air 12 times. It says it can charge a drone battery 14 times, and I do actually have a test I'll show you here in a minute showing that. GoPro 70 times, smart speaker 20 plus hours, Nintendo Switch 37 times. It can power a TV for 5 hours, projector for 8 plus hours, car refrigerator for 10 plus hours, blender for 9 plus hours, a USB-C DC light for 60 plus hours, and there again you can see CPAP for 11 plus hours. Now, as mentioned, you also have the option of recharging the unit with a solar panel. This is a 100-watt solar panel, and you can actually daisy chain 2 of these together to give you a total of 180 watts when charging the unit. When charging at 180 watts with 2 solar panels, in ideal conditions, you can have this recharged in about 5 hours. I have not tested that yet, but that's what the manufacturer claims. When plugged into a wall, you can recharge it up to 80% in 3 hours, so that's pretty good. The solar panel here folds up for easy portability. It also has legs on it so you can angle it properly towards the sun. In the back here we have a mesh pocket that has 3 connectors in it. It has a connector that you plug into the power station to charge it up. It has another connector that you use when daisy chaining 2 of these solar panels together. And then it also has just a regular USB-A, so you can charge devices directly from the solar panel. You don't have to use the power station at all. Just plug a GoPro or something similar directly into the solar panel. The solar panel is an optional purchase when you go to the Kickstarter campaign, but definitely something if you're going to be out and about a lot, camping, stuff like that, I do highly recommend them. When you purchase the unit, you get a wall charger to charge it back up. You also get a car charger so you can charge the unit back up in your car or vehicle. It also comes with a nice little dust case to keep it protected when in storage or transporting it around. Now, another optional accessory for it is this insulated carry bag. This carry bag will carry all the cords and equipment. It'll keep it protected, has a nice carry handle and a shoulder strap, but this also doubles as a cooler because it's insulated. So if you're camping and you've brought this along to carry your unit, but you're going to take a beach day, you already have a nice little cooler. You can throw some drinks in there and keep them cool as well. So I've got a little clip here I'm going to play now. I recorded this about a week ago. I wanted to see how many Air 2S batteries we could charge on one full charge of the solar generator. So let's go ahead and we'll take a look at that now. So let's go ahead and do a little test here. I've got my Mavic Air 2S charger and I've got 3 batteries. So we're going to plug it into the unit here. We're going to see what kind of power it draws. And it'll give us a rough idea of how much charge it uses to charge 3 batteries up. So we'll get them all plugged in here. We'll then plug in the power cord, power the unit on. And now we'll power on the 2 AC ports. And there we go. So we should see the unit, the batteries I should say, start charging here in a second once it does its reading of the batteries. So there we go there, it's now starting to charge the first battery. And I just want to mention here that all these batteries are at 20%. Let's bring the unit over here so we can see what it's drawing. I don't know if you can see that there, but we are drawing 38 watts. You can also see that the unit's at 100% full charge. So we'll check back and see what's left once all 3 batteries are charged. Now I'm not going to time this test because when you're using a unit like this, it's going to charge them at the exact same speed as if they were plugged directly into a normal wall outlet. It's not going to charge them any faster or it's not going to charge them any slower. So we'll just let it do its thing and we will check back in a bit. Okay, some time has passed here, and as you can see, all 3 batteries are now fully charged. And if we take a look at the meter here at the top, you can see we're sitting at 76%. So just with some rough calculations, you can assume that with the Mavic Air 2S batteries anyways, you can charge about 12 batteries. Now, of course, that's going to be different from drone to drone depending on the battery size. Just keep in mind though, if you do have this plugged into solar while you're charging those batteries, the total amount of power left in this unit is going to go down a lot slower, because if you're drawing, say, 75 watts, but you're feeding 70 watts back into it, or perhaps even 80 watts, the power level may not even change at all. So yeah, folks, just a quick look at the Fremo X700. I can't remember if I mentioned this at the beginning of the video, but you can buy this in 2 different versions. You can buy the 600 watt version or the 1000 watt version. The X700 is a nice size. They use a vertical design, so it doesn't take up a lot of space. And the interior, the way they stack their batteries, is very efficient, so the overall footprint of it is fairly small. Well, folks, hopefully you enjoyed this video and got some value out of it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. It's always greatly appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.